That's right, it's another late night, which means it's time for another reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag, and tonight we're pulling out, oh my god, it's a twofer. We have Katie's breakup, and, oh, something really special here. I don't even know what this is. Oh my god, what is it? It's Skell E Bones. It's a teaser trailer. Oh my goodness, it's a teaser. It's an animated teaser. All the more, and a Katie Garland sketch, a good old KMG sampling, all from Just Giggle at Home, episode 2. What do you know?
What do you know, Dragon? How could you even ask me that question? I'm sorry. I should have, I had this whole thing in my head, oh, Dragon could ask me how I'm doing tonight, and I could be like, why would you even ask me that? But then I forgot to go over it with you beforehand, so, I figured, well, what do you know? That is a question, so how can you ask me that, Dragon? What do I know? What do I know? What does anyone know? God, I'm a dork. Anyways,
this is why we're not the comedy guys. This is why we're the guys who talk about comedy.
God. Oh, you're very right about that. All right, so how's it holding up for you, Dragon? How you doing? Another week, another day, another dollar?
Pretty much.
All right. So, yeah, let's get started. Let's get right into it with Katie's breakup, and then we'll talk about the first JGI at home sketch from Poncio that isn't Butt. What do you know?
It is not Butt, for sure, yeah.
All right, so let's get right into it, Dragon. Katie's breakup.
Okay, so this is again pulling from JGI at Home, episode 2. Again, folks, if there's any you want us to cover, though, that are a little bit more recent as they come out individually on JGI, because recently they put up the openings, which you and I we go gaga for the openings, the heightened opening, all that ish sketches they've been doing. And, they're going to be doing, obviously, I assume they're going to upload more of them, so if you folks want us to get to something in particular, by all means, shout out, and we'll pencil it in next.
Dragon, I would pitch that. I really think that we should, when we get to the openings, we should just do them, all in one chunk.
Really?
I don't know. I think it'd be a good idea to tackle it that way, considering it's, one storyline, pretty much.
Well, I'm saying it's good.
There's a continuity to it.
Well, sure, but it's going to keep going, though.
That's true. That's true. It's hard to tackle. All right, folks, now we're gonna get to the week 3 cold open during week 5. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. But regardless, yes, folks, there's a lot of sketches. There's a lot of sketches out there, and we need your help in picking out which ones, or else we're just basically gonna be just pulling names out of a hat at this point for what sketches we want to cover. So,
well, a bag.
Bag, yes, fair enough. Good point. So there is one that I do want to cover pretty soon, Dragon. I think you know what one it is. It's a very classic feeling sketch that just came out on the last episode, but we'll get to it eventually. Anyways, so yeah, let's talk about this Katie sketch.
So this is very much kind of a sketch in the kind of the style of quarantine madness that's kind of taking hold of a lot of people. Basically, this is definitely particularly aimed at JGI's #1 little binger, KMG. Put that on a coffee mug for JGI's #1 little binger. She loves her sitcoms, man. That she does. We love Katie Mary Garland. She rocks, man. She's awesome, and she's been really, in this isolation, she's been really flourishing. Truly, she's been flourishing in terms of her editing skills and the directing chair, as it were, kind of like the one-man show that is KMG at the moment. She's been living up to kind of that network-sounding kind of monogram, if you will.
She's making a brand for herself, Dragon, and I think she's easily the standout performer in the opening monologue stuff. Not the opening monologues, but the opening sketches.
Yes.
Because practically all of the opening sketches pretty much revolve around her in some way.
And importantly, she hasn't gotten the monologue yet.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's see. So let's just get right into it. So we start things framed pretty much as you're seeing it now. We frame things like a one-sided conversation, like she's talking to camera, which is kind of like before we reveal it, it's implied to be a boyfriend or something. It's implied to be a significant other that she is talking to very dramatically. Hence the whole Katie's breakup. So we've set up, kind of our comedy premise. Katie's breaking up with somebody. She's breaking hearts. After we go through a whole sketch about you don't deserve this, finally, seemingly, she's found someone, and now gonna break America's hearts like Ross and Rachel. Man, who knows?
Oh God.
Hashtag Zadie for life. Anyway, so point being, Katie here, she's giving a really dramatic performance, which also is where she flourishes, where she's doing drama within the comedy. Where again, she's not uber keen about doing the drama, but she does it so remarkably well. So it's really nice to see her do that within the comedy.
She does, yeah. So she's basically just saying, like, really? Why would you ask me that? Now, of all times, it's quarantine and I'm suffering and I just want to hang out with my friends. So why would you ask me that?
She's on the brink, the way she's playing here, man. She's on the brink. She's scoffing at the incredulous question that has been posed before her. I'm doing what I do
to do what I need to do for my mental health.
Which then leads to the reveal of who is asking her the aforementioned question. Tiki, who or what is it?
Well, I think the answer is who, Dragon, because I think at this point we've all sort of got our personal relationship with Netflix going on in the quarantine.
Yeah,
so I view Netflix as more of a who.
I'm going through a little bit of a rough patch with my Netflix right now. Oh God, it's so.
Well, I had a very good relationship with my Netflix because of The Last Airbender.
That's what I say. Like, right now, it's nothing that's not going to be worked out. But right now, Lady Netflix, she's making me sleep on the couch. I'll say that much right now. It's like, well, it's a rough. We'll get through it. It's fine. But anyway, get back to it's like an annoying problem. It's not a deal breaker. It's like, oh man, why do you got to keep doing that? It's like a stupid technical. Anyway, sorry, I'm drifting off. Point being, this Netflix. This is Netflix, and this is like an actual thing. I've actually, after this sketch, I kind of noticed it. I've only experienced this thing like once or twice. When the second time was like kind of very, kind of like fate kind of intervening. Like after the sketch, I was like, oh my God, I saw it right before my eyes again. The "Are you still watching?" function. So it basically, a little thing pops up on the screen. Are you still watching? You fill in the blank for the show. In this case, that 70s show. Are you still watching that 70s show?
I love that it's that 70s show. I think that's such an authentic KMG pick, Dragon. It's not Friends, because as we all know, Friends isn't on Netflix anymore. Friends is on HBO. So they make it, because it would be Friends if it was still on Netflix. But I feel like that 70s show is a good kind of like counterpoint to Friends.
So apparently, I looked into it a little bit here. Apparently, this is if you're watching a show like a new series or something, you don't touch anything on the remote. You don't touch anything. You don't fiddle with it all. It'll automatically play. And once it gets to 2 episodes, like after 2 episodes, it'll ask you, do you want to continue with the show? So apparently that's how it works, I guess. And I think when I was watching Dead to Me season 2, I got it for the second time, whereas I was obviously into the show. I was like, I let it play, and then, it's like, oh God, it's like it's asking me the question. All right, so also, you know who's playing Netflix, don't you?
No, I don't.
Joshua Thomas.
Oh, okay.
So of course, let me just reframe this here. So Joshua Thomas as Netflix and/or her tormentor in this psychologically abusive relationship.
That makes so much sense.
So you see the parables. You see the parables.
Oh God.
Okay, so Katie, she's been binging that 70s show. Also, a little connective tissue to Gwen Benavides, another Joshua Thomas connected thing. They were like, that 70s show after Topher Grace.
Oh, yeah, right. Minus the Ashton Kutcher episodes. God.
Let's see. So then, So Katie's saying, I've been in my my PJs and my socks all day. Basically explaining why she didn't hit the button or anything. I've been in my PJs and socks all day, having brownies and Girl Scout cookies. I'm judging myself enough right now. That's just funny. I love the stationary set we have. Basically everything she just mentioned is like literally right in front of you. Like the wine glass, the cookies, the brownies, the whole 9 yards is perfectly framed. Like she hasn't moved all day by implication with this thing. It's very fitting.
All right. You know what? Maybe I'll give Hulu a try, or maybe even Gasp, Dragon Scandal, Disney Plus,
D plus.
D Plus,
Or as Mark Bernard says, D plus.
or maybe I'll even go to HBO Max or whatever the hell. Or whatever the hell Friends has, or whatever the hell streaming service has Friends.
Yeah, but you get to show HBO Max doesn't even know what they are at this point. Like, there's talk about they're rearranging the whole HBO Now and HBO Go, but all it's ridiculous.
Man, it's like, I'm sorry, it's like, I love Looney Tunes as much as the next guy, but that's not something you hang a whole streaming service on.
You know what? I think it's ridiculous they got rid of Elmer Fudd's gun. I mean, like, come on, guys. It's been okay for ages.
He has a scythe. I don't think it doesn't bother.
I'm not saying it's a deal, bro. I'm just saying it's like, why change it after all these years? Why? Who cares? That's what I'm saying. Like, why can't we let him keep his gun?
Karen's care, Dragon. Karen's care.
Karen's care?
You don't know what a Karen is? Oh boy, you need to do some cultural research, buddy. Google search the term Karen.
All right. Anyway,
literally just Google search what is a Karen. Ooh, that's a rabbit hole. Anyway,
okay, so again, SpongeBob SpongeBob characters aside here from that's the Karen I'm thinking of right now. You said Karens. Okay, anyway.
Oh, it's a whole thing, Dragon. It's a whole thing.
Okay, regardless, also throughout this conversation, it's getting really dramatic. Like, stop asking me this. It's the very emotional performance from Katie here. It's like, stop, seriously, stop. And then we get into the whole, the editing here is really nice. And here's the thing. The editing is a little jarring, but I think it's intentional, though, where we kind of have a few cuts where we go from, like, her in one location to, like, completely different emotional kind of pose and everything. And I feel it's the show that she's really out of sorts here. She's very much kind of coming unhinged as the thing's going on. So it feels like an intentional cut. Okay, so if you say one more time, I'll leave you for good. Stop. You're not answering my questions, Katie. Very Hal 9000-esque. And then we have all the whole Hulu runner and everything, HBO Max. So then, of course, you think, okay, she's gonna make it on her own. Darn it, she's gonna leave that place. She's gonna hand that Netflix.
We all know we can't leave Netflix at the end of the day, Dragon. Come on, we all know that's a ridiculous proposition.
It has Daredevil. I can't leave it. It's a law. I can't. Okay, so but of course, Netflix is big foot in the door here. But are you still watching? So then we have the comedy cut to her sitting herself right back. I'm
still watching. I'm still here.
I'm back. Let's not make a thing of it.
But I'm choosing to come back.
Oh yeah, I'm choosing to come back. You may continue. Of course, let's never fight again. Which is it's so sad yet tragic, but it's also so funny. It's
like relatable in quarantine too. It's just like we all need our Netflix.
And again, also very fitting that we get something like this on the channel that has Harley Quinn, the Joker, versus the real world as well. Just kind of throwing that in there with kind of the abusive relationship where she comes back.
God, sure.
All right, then we have a tag gag. What they've been doing with the tag gags for this and for Ponzi's, I want to say for all of them, they've been using outtakes from their subscriber tags. So they used one for Katie here from the, I believe, the "You Don't Deserve This" episode, where like Katie's just, hey, I'm Katie trying to be funny. Please subscribe to our channel. Oh, God, we're not doing it justice, but Katie Mary Garland is still very funny.
All right, so speaking of Poncio, Dragon, let's get into this. So Skell E Bones, man, I'm really into this one. Poncio comes on screen to introduce it, says it's an animated project he's been working really hard at. If you're a fan of like atmospheric animated shows like Adventure Time or Samurai Jack, you're really gonna like it. It's essentially about a bounty hunter in purgatory trying to earn his way into heaven. What was going through your head, Dragon, when you saw this? Because of course everyone was like, "Oh, what's Poncio gonna do?" His first sketch kind of sucked.
I have fun backstory on this, but before, can we set the ambiance? Can we update the little?
Yes. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay, so moving on to Poncio. Okay, so again, another one from JJ at Home episode 2. This was a concept created by Poncio. It was animated by, I believe, Ed. It was edited and animated by Marco Raban. Darn, I'm butchering the name. I feel so stupid. Rabadan. Marco Rabadon and the
It's a
art.
hard name to pronounce, Dragon. Don't
I
worry
think
about
it's
it.
Marco Rabadon, and it was
Okay.
the art style, and I guess the overall design concept, basically interpreted from Poncio's pitch, would probably be this Zip Allegria guy. So anyway, so this actually is so funny. So of course, the saga of Poncio, as we've laid it out in JGI at Home, is this running gag of Poncio. We're trying to get Alex to try. Piper Henson is just desperately trying to get, like like the kid they're trying to pilot train or something, like between or trying to get to ride the bike. Sorry, here's the thing. I'm thinking of thinking of the brother sister serious conversation thing from JGI serious talk. No, seriously, like they're trying to get him to ride a bike or trying to get him like the Aces math homework or something. Again, like Joshua Thomas and Piper Henson is kind of the other kind of matriarch and patriarchs of the channel, if you will. They're trying to get Alex to try with the sketches, and of course, the first week he promised butt, and he delivered butt. And this week, so again, second week, the big surprise that he really delivered in full in the in the second going on here, and we're a step closer because Poncio he's pulled off something amazing. But again, if you really think about it, wait a minute, how could Poncio pull this off in a week? Well, the answer, folks, is Poncio had this waiting in the wings in case you didn't. So yet again, what I'm saying is he tried, but he didn't put the elbow grease into it. If you see what I'm saying, he had this thing uploaded like last year on his channel. So again, he had this ready and waiting, but he was basically yet again he kind of, and I think Piper called this out a little bit in the opening for the third week. She kind of rolls her eyes a little bit at that fully produced, a little bit. So that's the real funny thing about this thing. Where again, he just had like the reel at the ready from last year on his channel. So it was. But again, it was seriously. This thing is amazing. Of course, I remember I was talking with Poncio during the live stream when this thing aired. He and I were geeking out about Samurai Jack because I finished rewatching because I got it for my birthday. I finally got the complete series. I was watching through it and I finished anyway. So point being, this very much this feels very Tartakovsky-esque, man. This is a great idea. This is a great
very much so. Yeah.
I was very head over heels for this, and again, it's been a while since I saw it. I was geeking out.
Kind of like Samurai Jack meets Coco of all things. In a way, yeah. It's also a little bit awesome combination though, because if you think of the world of Coco, Dragon, there's a lot of characters that can exist in that universe that aren't necessarily savory.
Sure, and with the Western edition, it feels maybe a little bit Preacher-esque. Feels a little bit like the Saint of it's the Saint of Killers from Preacher, being the big cowboy antagonist of Preacher.
Yeah.
Anyway, so yes, so of course, animatic for an action Western comedy in purgatory, and Bounty Hunter again very much fits for the Mando crowd. I think we're all aching for some Bounty Hunter entertainment these days.
Oh yeah,
I love the Eastwood Western behind Poncio giving the sell of the piece, so that's new. Okay, so let's break it down. Not really funny, but really kind of like, oh my god, that's so cool funny. So let's just get into
it. All right. Okay, so yeah, we already got through the Poncio introducing it. So let's see. Yeah.
So we have Skell E Bones himself. I'm assuming that's his name. Who is the skull-faced bounty hunter who is meditating at the moment. We'll have it.
Awesome design, by the way. I mean, just awesome design, awesome backgrounds, and just I want to point out, this is an animatic, and this is like one of the best looking animatics for anything I've ever seen, Dragon. Seriously.
Oh yeah, it's kind of like Poncio had like some sort of term for this. It's like cut above an animatic. It's almost like it's like previs meets an animatic. It's a little bit more polished, but it is essentially an animatic. It's like not the animation step, but it's like the perfect layout for the animation.
But I mean, it has everything in place, and it just looks killer. Anyway, so yeah, Skell E Bones is meditating, and we see something kind of like rushing towards him.
Yeah, his bounty is coming towards him here, and I love how his eyes come on, like the eyes light up. So again, there's always many ways to animate a skull or a skeleton. Like look at Nightmare Before Christmas with Jack Skellington has no eyes. You look at some other stuff, sometimes you have a skeleton with eyes. It's a little freaky, but here we have like energy being the eyes for the like energy or lights being the eyes. That's a really cool idea. But yeah, man, I love like the whole we give him like the Eastwood duster jacket thing. We give him like a long brimmed hat, and give him like a gun and the sword and everything. I love the floating skull.
You're not familiar with the Oddworld series, are you?
Not off the top of my head. I may have seen
the video game series.
Probably not. No.
Yeah. Anyways, they kind of vaguely reminiscent of it because what Oddworld does is kind of like blends the kind of surreal aesthetics, like kind of Tim Burton aesthetics with Western vibes. So I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised. I'd be curious if Poncio took any inspiration because Poncio is a gamer. So
That he is. That he is. Anyway, so I love the floating skull design so much. That's my favorite part of
oh
it.
yeah,
You
it's
can have it
great.
kind of
It's
with
great.
like the top part of the jaw. It looks great. Okay, so point being, we have some excellent design work overall there. Then he is then greeted by the Space Bears. Another way of framing it, as I kind of alluded to during the live stream, Leonardo DiCaprio's worst nightmare.
God.
We have
Oh,
we
man.
have. But I'm talking. Listen, this is the coolest thing ever. I'm so in love with this design. I'm a gadget nut, and I love this so much. We have
Right.
Grizzly. It's so insane, but it's so freaking cool. Grizzly bears with a Gatling gun, chainsaw arms, and that if that's not cool enough for you, even better, they got unibeams in their chest. That's pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Anyway, so Skelly Bones here. He's dodging, he's dodging like rounds from the Gatling guns within the the chainsaw arm.
God.
He's like jumping around, but he even dodged like the unibeams at the last second. They're like, oh my god, freaking
Makes
unibeam!
you excited for the potential of the character designs, Dragon, because these are really the only two character designs we see in the series so far, but they're both so good. They're both just like primo character work.
In a perfect world, we'd have Bruce Campbell doing the voice of Skelly Bones if he does speak. Because he doesn't have the bottom part of his jaw, so he might just be entirely silent, which is possible.
I wouldn't be opposed to him being entirely silent. I kind of viewed him as entirely silent when I was watching this as a
Entirely
silent
possible.
character.
Well, again, he could be operating off the Samurai Jack rule of thumb, where he's
Yeah, right. Oh,
speaks
Jack.
very,
Right,
very,
right.
That's the thing. It could just be speaks very fewly. But then again, no bottom jaw would logically fit into place. No pun intended there. Where he doesn't speak. He can't speak. That's why it's like Gromit. He just can't speak. He doesn't have a mouth.
Sure.
Anyway, so point being, he dodges it. And anyway, gets in position here as this is awesome. The bears come at him, and they're about to tear him to pieces. He's using his sword at the last second. Who knew he had a sword? He's using his sword at the last second to hold him back as he's reaching for his gun. Again, very Mando style here. Like, oh god, I don't know if he's gonna make it. Where he grabs the gun at the last second, bam, and basically what I guess grabs his gun, little bam, and then he leaps and slices one of the bears, Samurai Jack style. Big old, he jumps good, the Skelly Bones. I'm not saying he ripped that off from somewhere, but he jumps really well. So then as he kills the bear, he absorbs the soul. Again, I imagine this fits in the whole trying to earn his way back into heaven, get out of purgatory. He's like he's killing these guys and reabsorbing their souls, perhaps. I don't know. He then chops the arm off the other one, uses said arm, commando style, to cut off the other space bear's head, slices that in midair just for the heck of it. All this set to like this crescendo of Western music, and then we reveal the wanted poster of the two bears, who, hilariously enough to me, these two giant space bears jumped bail.
Right. That's the reason they're wanted.
And it says armed and dangerous, which given the design of them is really quite hilarious. Armed.
They have the right to bear arms, Dragon.
Yeah. Anyways, then this is awesome too. Just to show like this character has a fun edge to him here. A little bit of the comedy shows here where he takes a picture of the kill and himself, does like a selfie, and has like a little smiley. His little skull face turns into a smiley face, which is adorable. And then he's walking back into town, shoots the purgatory sign, so it's pointing down, which again,
that's a great touch.
And then he walks.
This Purgatory Dragon, it very much like it looks like a more urban version of the Land of the Dead from Coco.
Absolutely,
It's got the same sort of color scheme, but it's much more kind of like a city.
Certainly, it is very. It's very. It's kind of like the more crime-ridden version of the Afterlife. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and then the tag gag where hey, you want a comedy video? Well, here you go. A sub here. I mean, how good is it? How hard is it to do
that? Right. So that's it, Dragon. Final thoughts on our little selection here, our little comedy sketch in a trailer.
Sure. We'll switch back to the thing. So, final thoughts for me for Katie's breakup. Again, it's a great. I think it's a great middle ground between Poncio's video from the first episode, comedy in quarantine, and Piper's Alexa parody. Because again, it is very much kind of loneliness leading to kind of personifying these user-friendly items, very much like the Alexa sketch, but again, a little bit of that kind of, a little bit of the crazy slant to like Poncio's things, a little more well produced. Of course, KMG, she's shining in the performance. The whole thing's very well staged, very well blocked. And again, I think we all have relatable Netflix struggles, and again, like these Netflixian moments, if you will. Back to Poncio here. Poncio again with Skell E Bones. Amazing pitch for a series. Someone called Tarakovsky quick just to get this thing off the ground. He wrapped up Prime. Was not doing anything right now. Let's get him on board. I know he's doing the Popeye thing, but it's going to take a while. Let's
Is
get
Primal done?
I'm pretty. I don't know if it's going to do it. I don't know if it's got picked up for another season.
I didn't mean to check out Primal, man. That's one of the big top animated shows on my list.
It's on Hulu, and I intend on checking it out.
It is on Hulu? Oh,
yeah,
man.
That's what I'm saying. It's on Hulu. But my thing is, I don't know if it's got into season 2 or not yet. I don't know the deal.
Oh, okay.
Point being, I
think
it's just a limited series. I'm pretty sure it's like a mini series. Anyway, point being, Tarkovsky's got some free time. He might not be doing Popeye for a while, especially in the midst of things. Give him rest for a while. Man, like the pitch is already done. He just has to sit back and enjoy it. Put his name on it. Get some of his guys. Like call it Mark Andrews. Anyway, so definitely this would flourish. I think this absolutely would flourish post Mandalorian because people are aching for this sort of thing. Right
yeah, for sure.
And we are, I think, aren't we always looking for the next Samurai Jack? What could hurt going into a show like this, man? I mean, come on. All right.
No, I hear you. All right, so final thoughts for the Katie sketch. I think it's very, very charming. It really fits in line with all the quarantine-based content we've been getting, and also fitting in with the kind of the people versus technology angle that we've been getting with the quarantine theme. And also, definitely, I think the best editing that Katie's done yet, at least until episode 3 of JGI at Home.
Ooh.
All right. And then Skell E Bones Dragon, I think you put it simply. Come on, like, who doesn't want another Samurai Jack? And Samurai Jack eats Coco, and it's awesome. It looks great. Really hoping it gets its feet off the ground and becomes something, because I think it could be something special if it got the right funding.
Yep.
All right. Take us out, Dragon.
All right, that does it for now until the next exciting reach into the Just Giggle It grab bag.
Why would you even ask me that? Right now, and this time, why would you ask me that?
But are you still watching?
Are you still watching?